Alright, this is Mideast round 13. Overall, this was a pretty good race for me. No big mistakes, a couple small mistakes here and there. Honestly, I could have done a little better, but the performance issue was just me. And you can see here, I thought I had the whole shot, but I just couldn't get woed up in time, and Jason here got around me. So, come out of the start, I was in second in the class, and we both went straight up the hill climb there. Honestly, the hill climb wasn't that bad. I only had trouble with it one time, and I don't think it was my fault, but we'll see that here in a minute. But anyway, yeah, getting into the woods, second place. That's not too terrible. Feeling pretty decent at this point, but of course we just started, so that's to be expected. Overall, this track, I liked it better the first time we ran this track when we were going the opposite direction. I felt like it didn't work as well going in the reverse direction, but this is a new track, so I guess the more it gets raced, the better it'll be. But we come up here up this hill and into the tight section, and immediately, as you can see, there's a big bottleneck. So there's a line to the right there that you can see that was actually the line to take. But of course I went left and just immediately went into the chaos. And just everybody's stuck. Everybody's just kind of trying to work their way through there. You can see Tyler there on my right. He was trying to sneak by me. But I was still in second at this point, and I wasn't gonna let it go that easily. Yeah, we're just trying to pick our way through these trees. This freaking tree right here got caught up on my handlebars, and I was like trying to pick it up, and it was like hit me in the face. Frustrating. Yeah, it's just a matter of waiting on basically the people in front of you to get out of the way so that you can work your way through the trees. Unfortunately, due to, I guess, just nerves or adrenaline, the excitement of the start of the race, I was squeezing on my levers way too hard at this point. Like, I was squeezing the crap out of my levers, and because of that, I ended up wearing out my left hand really bad. And that comes into play probably about halfway through the second lap is when halfway through the first lap is when I really started feeling it, and the second lap I really suffered. Like, I could barely squeeze my clutch in. It was ridiculous. So that caused me some trouble. But third, fourth, fifth lap, it was getting better constantly, and my lap times were just improving the entire time. So you're a bit of a nightmare getting through here. Still in second at this point, as far as I know. Just cut this guy on the Yamaha off. I was like, I'm not waiting here for everybody. This tree was in the worst place possible, but I was able to get the bike over. And then immediately get caught up on a tree, and then almost fall, and then actually fall. I caught myself, and then, yeah, immediately I just couldn't hold it up. So that sucked. I let just about everybody by. That's Kane Ingle right there, so now I'm in third. There's Tyler again right behind me. He almost got by, but I forced the bike up and got in front of him again. Sorry, Tyler. And yeah, we just sneak our way through the rest of these trees. This section wasn't nearly as bad for the rest of the race. It was just the very beginning. And I know I always harp on how NCHSA races have bottlenecks in them every time, but as you can see, Mideast does suffer from bottlenecks sometimes, and this is a good example of that. But finally, we're getting through the tightest section of it. After this, it opens up a little bit, so it's not as bad, and we're not all choked up in one spot anyway. Yeah, at this point, I was a little tired from all that, but I was still pushing fairly decently. I actually enjoyed this section past the tight area. This, where we're at now, is actually pretty fun. It's just that really tight spot that I didn't too much care for. I mean, I enjoy tight stuff, but I don't enjoy it when I'm like having to walk the bike through the trees and, you know, squeeze the handlebars past the trees like one side at a time. That stuff's not fun to me. Kane's right there in front of me. I was trying to keep up with him. I didn't want to give up that early. I was actually, at this point, feeling pretty decent because I was still in front of Tyler before that, and I was actually trying to beat Tyler in points. But anyway, we skip ahead to the second lap. This is the only time I had trouble with the hill climb, and I don't think it was really my fault. Well, it was my fault, but it also wasn't my fault. You'll see what I mean. Like, I go up, and then I should have went to the right here, and I didn't. And then this guy loops his bike. And at this point, I'm trying to hold the bike up. The sand at this spot is, like, incredibly loose. So the bike's just sliding slowly while I'm trying to hold on for dear life to get the bike to turn around. But the bike's just not going to turn around. It just slides. So I let it down. And fortunately, there are a lot of spectators at this area, so I was able to get the bike spun around really quickly. This guy here actually managed to pick it up for me, so I was able to hop back on and get back down the hill fairly quickly. So I'm a bit unfortunate there. If I would have stuck to the right instead of stopping, I think I would have been in much better shape, but you know, it's hard to make those decisions in the moment, and at the end of the day, I didn't lose too much time and I was able to get around. Now we're skipping ahead to my third lap. This was the last full lap that I caught on the GoPro. The GoPro died most of the way through the fourth lap, so this wasn't my fastest lap. It was probably third fastest. I want to say fourth and fifth were the absolute fastest, but it wasn't a terrible lap. By this point, my hand was starting to feel a little better, and I was able actually to push again. But yeah, I'm just going to let the rest of this lap play out so you guys get a good idea what the track looked like. And I'll come back at the end and we'll talk about the results. You good, buddy? Yeah, about the bushes there. So I don't know what I was thinking right here. For some reason, I just didn't hit this hill with enough ferocity this one time, and I like barely made it up. So no idea what I was doing. I guess I was just being lazy. Kind of silly. So this downhill right here got sketchier and sketchier as the day went on. Like, 'cause if you hit that tree right there that was sticking out, you're gonna be in a bad spot. And there are a couple of areas like here where if you're not paying attention, you catch one of these trees, you're gonna have a bad time. But it wasn't a difficult section; it was just an awkward section, and I couldn't find a way to hit it with what felt like an appropriate amount of speed. So maybe I was just being overly cautious, but the whole race, it just felt awkward. So coming up here, this is the other mistake that I made outside of the hill climb. And honestly, looking at the footage, I still don't know what happened. Like, the bike it just went out from up under me. Like, I have no idea why. But my boot kind of got caught up under the fender there, and I was having some trouble getting it out. But, no big deal. Nobody got hurt, so I was able to stand the bike back up. And unfortunately, those guys I'd passed got back around me. Bunch of guys. But, yeah, that kind of sucked, but it is what it is, I guess. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I had a good race, but I felt like I left a lot on the table. Like, I didn't push as hard as I felt like I could have, and that's just on me. That's just something I need to work on. So there's always the next round, and hopefully I can push a little harder next time and have an even better race. But I ended up finishing fourth in my class, and I was 115 overall. Yeah, 115 overall. So all in all, not a bad day. Any day out there racing is a good day. So, but we'll see you at the next race, guys.